So you may notice that the identities for trig functions and those for hyperbolic functions look almost the same if you change cos into cosh and sine into a shine. The difference is when if you've got a product of two sines, then a plus in front of it will change into a minus, and a minus in front of the sines product will change into a plus when you turn the sine into a shine. If you've only got one, like in this identity here, you've got one sine times a cos and one sine times a cos, then there's no change from a plus to a minus. So where does this come from? Well, it's basically because, as we've seen, cos is very closely related to cosh and sine is very closely related to shine. So to actually show this Osborne's rule, as it's called, all we need to do is substitute cos of z into something like this and sine of z. So I'll rewrite, if I multiply both sides by by minus I, then I get rid of this, and I'll put a minus I here. Okay. So if we substitute cos z and sine z into an expression like this, let's try that. Then what happens? Well, you can see that you'll get cosh squared of iz. Now, when you substitute this into here, minus I squared gives you a minus, so you end up with minus sine squared iz equals 1. Now, of course, we can rename iz. Z could be any complex number, so iz we can recall z, and then we've got this identity. Now, let's try it with this one, sine of z1 plus z2. So I'll rewrite it as minus I shine of iz plus z2. So then this sine gets turned into a minus I shine of z1, and I z1, and the cos goes into a cosh of I z2, and then here we get the same thing. So minus I shine of I z2 and cosh of I z1. So now all we have to do is divide by minus I, and if we like, we can change I z1 into a new variable z1 or something, and we end up with exactly this expression here. So Osborne's rule carries on applying if you've got a product of two sines together. If you have a product of three sines together, then you'll still get the minus sign, because if you do I cubed, you get a minus sign. I to the power 4, you don't get a minus sign, nor I to the power 5, but with I to the power 6 and 7, you would get a minus sign. So basically, if you've got a product where if you raise I to that number of signs, then and you get a minus, then you'll swap the sign, otherwise you don't.